Welcome to the HFY Tales channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care.
In a universe where stars twinkled with the promise of adventure and alien ships zipped across the void, humanity had finally begun to reach beyond its own borders and into the cosmos. On the vibrant planet of Elysium, thriving with unusual flora and exotic species, a sheltered corner teemed with the human enclaves. It was here that compassion and curiosity flourished, bringing together diverse cultures, each with its own stories, struggles, and aspirations. Standing amidst the chaos of her busy office was Luna, a determined human social worker devoted to the seemingly impossible task of bridging the gap between humans and extraterrestrial beings. With her warm hazel eyes and a welcoming demeanor, she was a beacon of hope for many alien children who had lost their families. On a desk littered with records of various cases, she carefully reviewed one in particular that had tugged at her heartstrings. A young alien girl named Nairi had escaped her war-torn world. Nairi had arrived at the human enclave bruised and terrified, her large violet eyes shimmering with unshed tears. Feeling an unshakable connection to the fragile child, Luna made a bold decision. She would adopt Nairi and give her the family she desperately needed. But behind the scenes, Nairi's biological mother was not idle. Elijah, a strikingly fierce figure among her kin, had been racing through the cosmos in search of her lost daughter. With her skin shimmering like polished obsidian and her presence commanding respect, Elijah embodied the very essence of power. Alien society had strict customs, and the thought of another species adopting her child stirred a tempest within her heart. One fateful morning, Luna was savoring a cup of fragrant tea as she prepared for her day, when the delicate chime of the office door caught her off guard. The atmosphere thickened, and as she turned, her breath hitched in her throat. Standing before her was Elijah, imposing and fierce, her eyes filled with a mix of fury and despair. "You!" Elijah called out, her voice resonating like a battle cry. "You adopted my daughter. Do you have no respect for our customs?" Luna's heart raced. There was an intensity in Elijah's gaze that made it hard to meet her eyes. "I did it because she needs a family," Luna stammered, her resolve wavering under the pressure of Elijah's accusation. "She needs her real mother." Elijah snapped, taking a step forward. The air crackled with the palpable tension between them, bridging the divide of their worlds. As they locked eyes, the landscape outside the window transitioned from bustling market stalls, filled with alien wares, to the stark contrast of a world brimming with unspoken truths, dreams, and love. In that moment, Luna felt two worlds collide, the tenderness of her own hopes and the weight of Elijah's ancestral burdens. "I can help her," Luna offered, her voice steadying as she clung to the remnants of her conviction. "I can love her the way she deserves, even if I'm not her biological mother." Elijah's expression softened briefly, only to harden again as she crossed her arms, challenging Luna's intentions. "Love? You don't know the first thing about love in our culture," she hissed before storming out. As the door swung closed, Luna stood frozen, her heart heavy with uncertainty. She knew this confrontation was only the beginning, a prologue to a story that would thrust them both into uncharted territory. The journey to connect their lives had only just begun. The days following Elijah's confrontation were a whirlwind of anxiety for Luna. Each moment was plagued by the intensity of their first encounter, and her mind raced with thoughts of Nairi and what the future held for them all. She was determined to prove herself, a mission that weighed heavily on her heart. Luna's office was quieter than usual, her usual buzz of interaction with alien children replaced by an unsettling stillness. She immersed herself in paperwork, desperately trying to focus on her duties, but the shadow of Elijah loomed large. The clips of their brief, intense exchange played over and over in her mind, distracting her from the day's tasks. As luck would have it, her phone buzzed to life, vibrating against the wooden desk. It was a message from the shelter where Nairi was staying. "Nairi is asking for you. She's missing you." A pang of guilt knotted in Luna's stomach. How could she comfort Nairi when she grapples with her complicated feelings regarding her mother? But she knew she couldn't delay any longer. With determination, she gathered her belongings and set out to visit Nairi. Upon arriving, Luna found Nairi seated on a swing in a small park, her purple skin catching the sunlight, illuminating a world of wonder that Luna held dear. Nairi looked up, her eyes lighting up at the sight of Luna as she ran over, her little arms wrapping tightly around Luna's waist. "I knew you'd come," Nairi exclaimed, her voice a melodic chime. Luna knelt beside her, a warm smile spreading on her face. "Of course, I wouldn't miss this for the world. How have you been?" Nairi glanced down. "I miss my mom," she confessed, her voice small, the weight of her words hanging heavy in the air. Luna's heart ached for the little girl. "I know, sweetheart, but I'm here for you. How about we make cookie treats today? I bet that will cheer you up." Nairi nodded reluctantly, but couldn't hide the sadness in her eyes. They walked together toward the kitchen and the shelter, where the scent of baked goods lingered, colorful decorations adorning the tables. But even surrounded by laughter and warmth, Luna felt the gnawing presence of Elijah hovering in her thoughts. "Human," a voice called out, sharp and commanding. Luna turned, too familiar with that tone. Elijah stood at the entrance, her gaze locked onto Luna with a fierce intensity. The way she held herself emanated both authority and vulnerability. Leaving the room, when she stepped inside, "Why are you here?" Elijah demanded, her fiery voice nullifying the cheerful ambience around them. "Just baking cookies with Nairi," Luna replied, trying to maintain her warmth while her palms felt clammy. "Would you like to join us?" Elijah crossed her arms, defiantly unyielding. "I doubt you know how to make cookies from our world." Luna took a steadying breath and decided to rise above Elijah's disdain. "Actually, I can learn," she said, firmness threading her voice. They continued to work in silence, the atmosphere thick with unspoken resentment. Each interaction was like a game of tug-of-war, one woman striving for understanding, the other firmly entrenched in her anger. As they mixed the colorful dough, Luna tried to breach the walls between them. "You know, I really want to understand your culture and how you view family. I'm not just some pilot who takes what I want," Luna stated cautiously. Elijah scoffed. "You cannot comprehend what it means to be a mother in our culture. When I hold my daughter, it is an inviolable bond forged through sacrifice and love. Don't you think I want that for Nairi too?" Luna shot back, a flicker of frustration igniting in her chest. "I want her to have both love and security, no matter where it comes from." Their eyes locked once again, and in that moment, something shifted. They were both fighting for the same thing, the well-being of Nairi. The spark of understanding ignited a flicker of warmth in both of them. "Perhaps," Elijah's voice softened slightly, "you could learn something about our traditions as well." Luna's heart raced at the prospect of working together. "I'd love that," she replied with tentative hope. "I want to support Nairi in every way I can. I'd even love to explore your world, if you'd be willing to share it with me." Elijah paused, her sharp gaze softening slightly as she considered Luna's words. There was a glimmer of respect amidst the stubbornness. "Very well then," Elijah said, her tone still assertive yet less combative. "Let us start with the bonding ceremony." Luna's curiosity sent her heart racing. "What does that entail?" she asked, intrigued. "In our culture," Elijah began, her posture relaxing, "familial bonds are sacred. When two beings choose to be family, they participate in a ceremony that signifies their connection and commitment to one another. We begin to understand each other's life experiences and what shaped us." As Elijah described the ceremony, a deep enthusiasm radiated through Luna. Yet, beneath it all, she noted a lingering hesitation. "Is this something we can participate in together? You'd be honoring my commitment as Nairi's adoptive mother?" Elijah studied Luna carefully, her eyes searching for signs of sincerity. "If we are to experience this bond, it must be done correctly according to our customs. I will guide you." Their work in the kitchen faded away as they both felt a new momentum, a fragile alliance beginning to form, bridging their cultural divides through the authenticity of their shared goal. Later that evening, Nairi presented them with cookie treats. They laughed and chatted, the heaviness beginning to lift. The unlikeliest companionship was blossoming, a nurturing soil from the shared vulnerability of their evolving relationship. "Will you both make more cookies tomorrow?" Nairi asked. Of course. Luna said cheerily, while Elijah added, I shall make them according to our customs. Nairi beamed, and for the first time, tension seemed to dissipate into the warm air, melting into the bonds they were nurturing. And inside, Luna felt a flicker of hope igniting, a connection sparked between worlds, nurturing life and love. The air was electric as Luna prepared for the bonding ceremony, a tension that danced softly around her heart. After days of learning and collaboration with Elijah, the depth of their connection had blossomed into something both exhilarating and terrifying. Nairi's health had deteriorated recently, a reminder of the real stakes behind their newfound alliance. Rumors of an illness endemic to her home planet had begun to surface, deepening Luna's worry. The urgency hung heavy in the atmosphere, and the journey they had embarked upon now felt more crucial than ever. As they arrived at the designated sacred site, a serene grove among twinkling bioluminescent plants, Luna caught her breath at the sight of the surrounding beauty. The bioluminescence illuminated the night sky, casting an ethereal glow that transformed the space into a magical realm. It felt sacred, stolen from dreams. Elijah had intricately prepared for this ceremony, draping colorful garments of her culture across her shoulders, which shimmered like stars in the night sky. Each thread told stories of family legacies, battles fought, and love shared. Luna had chosen a simple flowing dress, its colors echoing the bioluminescent hues around them. Standing side by side, they were ready to weave their destinies together. Are you ready? Elijah asked, her voice steady yet tinged with emotion. Luna squared her shoulders, feeling the weight of both fear and exhilaration. More than ever, she replied, her heart racing. As they began to recite ancient vows, Elijah carefully explained each segment of the ceremony. The words dripped with history, resonating deep within Luna. They spoke of devotion, family ties, and the sacred bond between mother and child. Luna felt the gravity of these words settle in her heart. She wanted nothing more than to embrace this world, one that not only included Nairi, but included Elijah as well. With each vow exchanged, the atmosphere grew increasingly charged, and Luna's heart swelled with emotion. Tears welled up in her eyes as she felt the enormity of their commitment. She could hardly grasp how much this moment meant, but as emotions flooded her, a sudden hollowness began to seep through her joy. She felt the insistent pang of Nairi's declining health. In a burst of panic, Luna revealed her fears to Elijah. What if we lose her? She gasped, the urgency of Nairi's illness colliding with the depth of their connection. I don't know how to save her. At that moment, Elijah's fierce demeanor softened, her protective instinct igniting. We will not lose her, she assured, her voice full of fierce conviction. I can help you. Our people possess ancient knowledge of healing. With the bond we strengthen today, I can share it with you. Luna's heart soared with a mix of hope and trepidation. Are you sure? Can we truly heal her? Together we can, Elijah promised, determination radiating in her every word. As if sensing her mother's resolve, Nairi emerged from the shadows, her small frame radiant in the glow of the grove. But Luna's heart sank as she noticed the shadows beneath Nairi's eyes. She appeared weaker than ever. Elijah, Luna, Nairi whispered, her voice barely above a murmur. I need you both. In that instant, something shifted. Luna grasped Nairi's hand, and as she looked deep into her violet eyes, she saw starlight. With Elijah at her side, they both placed their hands over Nairi's fragile form, intertwining their fingers. Two mothers united in purpose. Let us guide you, Elijah stated, her voice echoing through the grove. We will do this together, binding our strengths. They began to chant, a rhythmic, melodic harmony that resonated through the air. Luna felt the vibrations ripple through her body and into Nairi as she joined their cadence. Instinctively, she closed her eyes and allowed the sound surrounding them to swell, weaving together the pledge they had made mere moments ago. In the sanctity of the grove, with the bioluminescent plants shimmering in response to their energy, a brilliant light began to emanate from their intertwined hands. It pulsed gently, radiating warmth and healing. As the energy flowed, Nairi gasped, her form trembling slightly, But it was then that a profound clarity washed over Luna. They were forging a bond tighter than blood, a powerful connection born from the melding of two cultures, two lives, and an unyielding commitment to nurture one another. Elijah's eyes glimmered with awe as she leaned into the light, drawing strength from Luna's resolve. This is the essence of our people. Our bond has transcended all. In that moment, Luna's spirit soared alongside her pulse, forcing her to embrace the fierce love, surpassing their differences. They were no longer just a human and an alien, but mothers fighting for their child, united against fear. As the energy around them grew, Nairi began to glow, the warmth radiating through her body as color returned to her cheeks. The brilliant light intertwined with the grove as like a constellation being formed, sculpting a path toward resilience and love. But suddenly, as quickly as it had come, the light flickered. Luna's heart stuttered. Could they lose her? Elijah clenched Luna's hand tighter, whispering encouragement. Focus on our hopes, our love for her. Nairi stirred beneath their hands while the light expanded, flickering. It blazed brighter than the stars. I can feel it, Nairi murmured, her voice rising steadily. I feel you both. And in that moment, Luna knew. They weren't just forming a bond, but intertwining their legacies across galaxies. The room faded into silence, the world distorting around them, melting into the power of their connection, the very embodiment of motherhood. In the resonating energy of hope and familial love, the ritual surged through them, washing away the fears and insecurities, creating something beautifully vibrant, transcending the limits of their individual worlds. The grove transformed into a sanctuary where hope illuminated their spirits. The grove pulsed with a breathtaking luminescence as Luna, Elijah, and Nairi basked in the afterglow of their shared experience. The bonds they had forged through love and unity resonated within the very fabric of the air surrounding them. As their hands slowly fell apart, an exhilarating calm replaced the chaos of fear that had plagued them moments before. Nairi, Elijah exclaimed, kneeling beside her daughter, her eyes wide with wonder. The girl's cheeks glowed with renewed vitality, the shadows that had once weighted her down now replaced with a healthy sheen of color. You're better. Nairi looked up, her eyes sparkling like the stars above. I feel strong. The light, it was so bright. Luna knelt beside them, her heart fluttering with happiness. You did it, Nairi. We all did it together. She felt a warmth wash over her, a certainty that their bond transcended mere words. They were a family formed through shared hearts and souls, two cultures colliding in a vibrant tapestry. As Elijah wrapped her arms around Nairi, there was an unspoken connection, a mother's embrace that intertwined their lives even further. Luna watched, her heart swelling with joy and a tinge of bittersweet longing. Do you know what just happened, Nairi? Elijah asked, her voice filled with wonder. The bonding ceremony. Nairi responded, her excitement palpable. I felt your love, and for the first time, I felt like I could breathe. Yes, my precious one, Elijah replied, pressing a gentle kiss against Nairi's forehead. We have formed a new bond, a promise to choose each other every day. And through that bond, we can overcome anything together. Luna smiled at their exchange, feeling a corner of her heart melt inside her chest. Yet she sensed the shifting tides of emotions in Elijah, reflecting a mix of gratitude and vulnerability. As if sensing Luna's gaze, Elijah turned to her, the fierce maternal energy giving way to something softer. Thank you for believing in us, Elijah began slowly. This journey has shown me the depths of love and acceptance I didn't know were possible. Luna stepped forward, her eyes locking with Elijah's. We are reaching across worlds together. I never wanted to take Nairi away from you. I simply wanted to love her and give her a safe home. Their shared understanding blossomed like the luminescent flowers surrounding them. It was a moment that screamed empathy, an understanding that came with challenges, fears, and hopes. Elijah nodded slowly, her guard dropping as she took a step closer. We may come from different worlds, but we are bonded now by our love for her. I want us to learn about one another. Luna felt an exhilarating spark in the air. I'd love to share my culture with you and learn yours. We can find a way forward together, for Nairi. As they exchanged smiles filled with newfound understanding, a rush of excitement coursed through Luna, exploring Elijah's culture, discovering ancient rituals, and witnessing the beauty of their differences all beckoned her. But their moment of serenity was interrupted when Nairi's voice broke through the air once more, innocent and genuine. "Can we go back to make cookies? The ones with the sprinkles?" Both women chuckled, the heaviness of the past lifting with the laughter of a child. As they made their way toward the shelter, the warmth of camaraderie enveloped them, each step echoing the foundation they had begun to build together. Once they reached the kitchen, Nairi hurried to gather supplies, eager to recreate their baking adventure. Luna looked at Elijah, her heart racing with anticipation. "What are some of the rituals you practice for family meals and celebrations?" she asked, hoping to ignite the conversation that could deepen their bond. Elijah's eyes lit up, a delicate smile tugging at her lips. "We honor our ancestors by sharing stories during meals, passing down knowledge from one generation to the next. Every dish is a symbol of remembrance." Luna was intrigued. "What about special ingredients? Are there any that are particularly important?" "Celestial herbs are sacred. They enhance our connection to the stars and strengthen our family ties. They are rare and only found on my home planet." As if sensing the gravity of her words, Nairi looked up. "Can we go to your home planet someday?" Elijah's heart swelled with affection, and she felt a jolt of protective instinct toward her daughter. "Yes, my little star. One day we will visit, together." Luna felt the promise tugging at her heartstrings, turning dreams into vivid possibilities. In that moment, she understood that they were not set apart by the universe, but were woven into an inseparable bond destined for exploration and love. As they baked, forming colorful cookies that sparkled like gems under the kitchen lights, they exchanged stories filled with humor and vulnerability, stitching the fabric of their lives together. Laughter echoed through the room, each word resonating with the strength they had cultivated, an unbreakable support system forged through acceptance and love. Hours slipped by, and the glow of their connection forged a bridge that would help them leap over mountains of adversity. The kitchen transformed into a vibrant echo of shared futures, busy hands mixing, rolling, and shaping dough, creating not just cookies, but family. But as they stood there, enveloped in bubbles of laughter, Elijah paused, glancing out the window toward the stars. "I never thought I would be bonded to a human," she muttered, her voice barely a whisper. Luna turned to meet her gaze with sincerity. "Neither did I expect to find a sister as incredible as you." Their eyes locked. Something shifted between them. It wasn't just a bond for Nairi's sake anymore. It was a friendship blossoming amongst the stars, an intergalactic alliance blossoming amidst cultural exchanges. "Then let's embrace this journey together," Elijah declared, a fierce smile breaking across her face. "Together, we will conquer our worlds." With that, they returned to laughter and joy, reveling in their shared camaraderie while laying the foundation for the remarkable journey ahead, together as a family. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting rich hues of pink and purple across the sky, Luna felt an electric charge in the air surrounding her and Elijah. Sitting together on the balcony of their home, the warmth of their connection wrapped around them like a cozy blanket, reinforcing the love they had forged during the bonding ceremony. Days had turned into weeks since that pivotal moment, and during that time, their relationship had blossomed in ways Luna had never anticipated. "You know, when we bonded during the ceremony, I felt something beyond our connection as mothers," Luna began, her voice soft yet imbued with the heartfelt intensity. "It felt like something shifted between us." Elijah turned to her, and in the fading light, Luna could see the deep wells of emotion swirling in her eyes. "I felt it too. The bond we formed awakened something in me, something I didn't know was there. It was as if I had been waiting for this moment my entire life." Luna held Elijah's gaze, the air thickening with uncertainty and yearning. "Do you think we could explore that connection?" she ventured, her heart racing at the possibilities that lay beneath the surface. Elijah hesitated, her expression shifting between contemplation and apprehension. She had never envisioned herself opening up to such intimacy with a human, but deep within her, she felt a compelling urge to explore that connection. I have never shared the mating rituals of my people with anyone outside my race, but if we are to explore this bond, it must be sacred. I want to honor that commitment, Luna replied earnestly, feeling a wave of warmth engulf her. I want to embrace every part of you, every part of this connection we have. You feel like home to me, Elijah. As those words hung in the air, a charged silence enveloped them. The world around them fell away, leaving only the pulsating electricity of their shared longing. In a tender movement, Elijah brushed her fingers against Luna's cheek, igniting a heat that spread through every fiber of Luna's being. If we are to explore this bond, we must acknowledge the merging of our hearts and souls and the physical union that signifies our commitment. Luna's heart soared at the thought, each beat echoing her desire to deepen their relationship. I'm ready to honor that. I want to create something beautiful with you, something beyond our expectations. Elijah leaned closer, their faces mere inches apart, her eyes shimmering with a hunger that mirrored Luna's. Then let's begin. With that, they leaned in, the distance slipping away as their lips collided for the first time in a soft yet intense kiss. Luna felt electricity shoot through her, igniting her senses as the kiss deepened. The initial hesitant peck transformed into something far more powerful, a mixture of tenderness and urgency that left them both breathless. A warm blush crept up Luna's cheeks as she surrendered to the beautiful chaos of the moment. Each kiss drew forth emotions that had been pooling under the surface. Desires long kept at bay surged forth as they ventured into unknown territory together. When they pulled apart, both women breathed heavily, the atmosphere heavy with unspoken possibilities. Our connection goes beyond what I expected, Luna whispered, her voice quivering with excitement. I want to experience this depth with you. To bond in every way possible, Elijah murmured, her voice low and inviting. We must share everything, our love, our fears, our bodies, each part of ourselves. This act is a joining of essences, not simply a physical connection. Luna nodded, feeling a surge of eager anticipation as they moved ever closer. The fire of their unity ignited an ancient instinct deep within both of them, calling forth the need to not just exist together, but to truly become one. Together, we will honor our cultures as we explore this union, Elijah said, her tone leaving no room for doubt. We must embrace vulnerability. Only by surrendering to our desires can we build a more profound connection. With every word, the air thickened around them, swirling with undeniable energy. As they shared sensuous kisses and gentle caresses, the boundaries between their cultures, beliefs, and identities began to dissolve. Only love remained. Elijah, emboldened by Luna's reciprocation, deepened their kisses, her hand trailing from Luna's hair to her neck, igniting sparks apart every inch of their bodies. Feel me, Luna. Feel what it means to be a part of something greater than ourselves, a bridge between our worlds. With a heart racing with excitement and desire, Luna surrendered to the sensations coursing through her. She tangled her fingers in Elijah's hair, pulling her closer, afraid to let go of this moment. Each kiss soared higher, each caress deeper, as they explored uncharted territory, allowing the essence of both their worlds to mingle and intertwine. This is just the beginning, Luna whispered, the words barely escaping her lips before Elijah captured them with another heated kiss. Pulse quickening, Luna laid back on the balcony, pulling Elijah with her, the warmth enveloping them like a heavenly embrace. Stars twinkled above, bearing witness to their sacred union, as they moved together with seamless fluidity, like two celestial bodies orbiting in harmony, drawn together by forces beyond comprehension. Make love to me, Luna breathed, her voice hushed but filled with yearning. I want to give myself to you completely. Elijah's eyes darkened with a wild intensity as she nodded, her heart racing as they both navigated this intimate path before them. In our culture, mating involves not just joining physically, but sharing all aspects of our lives. It's a melding of spirits, where we become one in every sense of the word. Then let's dissolve into one another. Let's become a part of something beautiful, something that transcends the boundaries of our races. What followed was a journey into each other's essence, deep and abiding. They took their time, enveloping their bodies in a sacred dance that celebrated not just their differences, but the profound beauty of their union. Gentle touches turned into deep caresses as they traveled through the uncharted territories of their hearts and bodies, sharing not just pleasure, but the very foundation of trust that had solidified alongside their love. Every brush of skin ignited waves of fire, teasing and coaxing each other into a state of rapture. They savored each moment, taking time to explore, to communicate in ways that transcended spoken words, expressing their deepest feelings through the gentle art of touch. As they continued, the boundaries of their identities melted away into a pool of pure sensation, blossoming into something both primal and tender. In their union, they discovered the enigma of companionship, of souls entwined to create love that wrapped around them like the starlit sky overhead. When the climax approached, the air filled with an incredible rush of warmth and vibrant colors, deepening their connection and merging their spirits in an exquisite surrender. "You're my heart, my other half," Luna gasped, her breath mingling with Elijah's, their bodies glistening under the starlight. "And you are mine," Elijah replied fiercely, her words echoing across the cosmos as they reached the peak of ecstasy together, their souls intertwining like constellations illuminating the night sky. As they lay entwined afterward, their hearts still racing, Luna felt a sense of completeness enveloping them. The universe felt right, the stars shining above as if in approval of their newfound bond. They had explored the depths of intimacy, and in doing so, they had transcended their individual cultures, merging them into a new legacy that threaded through Nairi's life and their shared journey. When morning light broke, illuminating the room with a soft glow, they woke wrapped together, no longer just Luna and Elijah, but an indelible blend of life, love, and unity. Nairi bounded in, her laughter brightening the room, a testament to the strength of their bond. "Can we make cookies again today?" Nairi chirped, her eyes sparkling with joy. "Yes," Luna exclaimed with enthusiasm, her heart swelling with affection. "We'll create something delicious together, just the three of us." Elijah smiled, linking their fingers. "I can teach you some recipes from our culture. We can create cookies that have meaning and bring us all closer." Luna beamed as she recognized the profound truth of their journey. They had not only grown as individuals, but had also nurtured a family that embraced the essence of love, accepting the beauty of their diverse identities. Each challenge they had faced had forged them into something extraordinary, a legacy that transcended their worlds. As they dove into the day ahead, Luna felt a sense of peace settle within her. They would face whatever challenges lay on their horizon together, an unbreakable bond built on understanding, acceptance, and love. In that vibrant moment, an unshakable truth resounded in Luna's heart. They had created something beautiful together, not just within their souls, but extending into the very fabric of their lives. They had become a family, an extraordinary melding of love that merged the human and alien. Most importantly, the language of their hearts uniting them in harmony. And together, they soared into the future, carrying the promise of love, a force untamed and expansive, intertwining their destinies and illuminating even the darkest corners of the galaxy.